Back at the back at the Corvallis Transit Center. Today is a little bit different, today and tomorrow. We're having a very unusual heat event here. It's going up to 38, 39 Celsius today, 100 Fahrenheit, which is hot for June, but not abnormally hot. Tomorrow, the temperature is supposed to go up to 44 or 45 Celsius, somewhere between 106 and 110 Fahrenheit, which is very hot. It will probably break a record, an all-time record for Corvallis all year, and especially in June. So I'm going to the coast where it's going to be about 20 Celsius, 40 Fahrenheit, colder. And I'm kind of tired. I had to get up early, do this, and the heat is making me kind of dumb. We're back in Newport. We've been here before. It's busy. It's a very hot weekend. A lot of people are getting away. There's a farmer's market over there. So let's go see what's going on in Newport. This is one of the many docks, piers, etc., harbors, bays, docking points in the Newport area. And those are working fishing boats out there. I crossed the bridge, and as long as it looked, it only took me about 10 minutes. And I'm not super afraid of heights, but I have to admit, a little bit nervous. Narrow sidewalk and traffic and a very long fall to the water on the other side, so I'm glad I'm across. Right there and over there. This is part of the University of the town I live in, of Corvallis. This is the Marine and Oceanography Department. They have a on-site research here. This is also close to where the Oregon Coast Aquarium is, which is a tourist aquarium, but also a research aquarium. And so there's a lot of stuff here that I'm not going to see directly. I'm just going on the trail outside of it. So now that I'm in the Yaquina Bay, things are a little calmer. A lot calmer, actually. Not as many people. Some nature. Nice and cool. The center of Newport right now is kind of like an RV parking lot, so I'm glad I'm here. Other side of the highway and heading towards the ocean as opposed to the bay, the interior bay. So waves crashing on a long sandy beach, not the estuary. So right now I'm just going down to the beach. I'm going to do some beachy things. There is the parking lot. It's along the jetty. Not the most scenic thing in the world. Kind of looks like an RV parking lot right now. Not that I complain. They're here for the same reasons I am. But a lot of times jetties, areas like this, there's all this natural beauty, but you might have to go through some not so natural and not so beauty to get here. This is the Pacific Ocean, South Beach, Newport. Crowded day. Looks like there's people surfing, not super common on the Oregon coast. Other people here just enjoying the day. Now it's time to walk back across the bridge, now on the other side. Somewhat abbreviated, but I did see the south side of Yaquina Bay. Now it's time to go back. So I'm back at the bus stop. Bus leaves in about 15 minutes. Glad I got here in time. Only got to be here 4.5 hours because that's the way the bus schedules are right now. Hopefully I avoided the worst of the heat, and let's see what happens tomorrow, whether I'll have the energy to do this again. Here is day 2 of Hotpocalypse. I'm back at the Corvallis bus station. It's a Sunday, so nobody's here. It's also 3 hours earlier than it was yesterday. I basically went home to sleep as soon as I got home yesterday. Woke up at 4 a.m. because there's an earlier bus, so I can avoid more heat. And it's 6:30 a.m. and the temperature is already, 25 Celsius, 75, 80 Fahrenheit, something like that. A temperature that would normally be a pretty decent temperature if it was the middle of the afternoon, but it's 6:30 a.m. and it's only going to get hotter. Day 2, back in Newport. It's cooler now. It's still 8 a.m. It's pretty warm for 8 a.m. in Newport. And the people haven't started showing up from the Willamette Valley yet, so streets are still mostly empty. That'll probably change as the day goes on. I'm on this path through the forest. It's really cool, refreshing. I'm still in Newport. In fact, I'm right in the middle of Newport. We looked up there or up there, just suburban neighborhoods. But this is a nice little break. Fog. Normally that would be maybe a bad thing to some people because it would be obstructing our view. But right now it's maybe already close to 100 in the Willamette Valley. At least 90, who knows. It's going to be 110 today. So a nice foggy day on the beach. That's great. We're going to head down there and see what's going on. This is the beach. This is the end of the beach. There's a head there, a peninsula of sorts. There's actually one at the south end of town too, right before the river empties into the Pacific Ocean. And there's a way to get up there, and I might be going up there, but the thing is, it might be a lot further than it seems. I might have to backtrack quite a way, so I don't know if I'm going to get up there yet. I am going to see if there's anything in the tide pools on this rock, because so far I've been on a sandy beach, so it'll be interesting to see what's in this rocky area. I'm off the beach by the highway, and there's Lighthouse Drive. Let's see if that indeed is the road to the lighthouse. Yaquina Bay Head is a fee area, meaning there's a cost to enter, but not for me because I'm a pedestrian, so I just walk right in. This is a beautiful sight, majestic even. Off in the distance, that jetty, that was what I was on the other side of yesterday. This is the lighthouse. It isn't commonly known, but Virginia Woolf wrote a sequel to her novel called Away from the Lighthouse. I'm back on 101 at this intersection, walking back towards town. Doesn't look like there's a sidewalk. It's kind of a problem. In the future, if I do any more walks along the coast, this will be where the logic starts and stops. So I'm walking back along 101 to Newport. Well, I'm in Newport, but towards the Newport part of Newport. To me, there's a kind of a serious point to this, is that in the past, you know, things like climate change, a lot of times they've been addressed in terms of disaster. One morning we're going to wake up and there's a 20-foot rise in sea level. And it makes good movies, makes good press, but a lot of, to me, climate change is going to be death by a thousand cuts. You know, right today I'm coming here to avoid the heat, and it's just going to be a lot more of that. A lot of little uncomfortable things. And I think the phrase, not with a bang but a whimper, kind of applies here. So I'm back in the highway part of Newport. About 20 more blocks to downtown where my bus is. And it's not going to be here for 2 hours, so I'm doing fine. Pretty tired. Yesterday I didn't have enough time. Today, trying to think of what to do with all this time. And I'm getting pretty hot. After getting attacked by an angry seagull, for some reason, I've reached my last destination of the day before I go and wait for the bus. Mombetsu Sister City Park. Mombetsu is a city on the northern coast of Hokkaido, which gives it some similarities with Newport. I don't know if that was why it was selected, but I can come to this small park and I can imagine I'm in the cool environs of northern Hokkaido before I have to go back to the very hot Willamette Valley. Back at the bus station. Still 40 minutes until my bus comes, but I've walked 7 hours today and I'm kind of done walking. So on these 2 days, different sides of this city, Newport. City of 10,000 people, but very diverse geographically in the type of places we went. Also for me, I felt very different on my first and second day. So it's interesting to me, a small city, 2 days, how much I can get out of it. Back in Corvallis, it's hard to tell just from walking down the street whether it's hot or, pardon my French, fuck you hot. Feels pretty hot, but not like scorching just yet, but I've only been here a minute. I can't estimate the temperature. I mean, it feels like over 100, but not 110. Maybe I'll check and put that in later. Anyway, that was my trip. Me avoiding Hotpocalypse. Gonna go home, put some ice in front of the fan, take a cold shower. Thank you for watching.